G'day, this video profiles Fultons Creek Track, which runs from Army Mid-Track all the way down to the Walhalla Road. And as you can see, it's located just east of the Thompson Dam in the Aberfeldy catchment. So this video comes in from Army Mid-Track, which kind of feels like the wrong way to do Fultons. I've done it a couple of times from the Walhalla Road, and you do a lot of climbing. It was a bit weird coming this direction, but it was really interesting. So essentially just follows a ridge line down, and it very quickly hits some fairly steep descents. I think if you're going to do a track in the Aberfeldy area, this is the one. It just offers everything. It's a great four-wheel drive track. And typical of the Aberfeldy area, the tracks are super steep. So you'll see as the video goes on that we've got some track slopes upwards of 25-26 degrees, which is quite steep. Here we are at the campground up in the upper section of the track. There's an old hut ruins there to check out. Really nice spot if you're looking for somewhere to hole up for the night. And then we start hitting Fulton Creek, and there's a number of crossings that are all very close to each other. You can see there that the track conditions are quite variable. There's some pretty severe rutting in some sections, and you can see that in wet times, particularly winter, this track gets fairly chopped up and it would be quite hairy. So I would say it's a medium difficult track in the dry, but quite difficult in the wet. As we were coming down the track, one of the amazing things is these huge views down the valley, which you don't get when you're coming up the other way. You can see the track's fairly knocked about there. There's some serious slopes here. We did have a few GPS issues, so I'm not quite sure whether 26 degrees is super accurate. We did have the lockers engaged a fair bit to steady the rear of the car. So here's one of those really steep slopes again, and you can see we're just crawling down. For this slope, it's that steep, we needed to put the lockers in. I think we had both front and rear going just to stabilise the vehicle. There's some major ruts and lots of rock step downs. You can kind of get a feel from the front camera. When we did this, there wasn't a lot of flow in the creek, so conditions weren't too bad, but I can imagine in periods when it's been raining a bit, these creeks would be a completely different proposition. After passing through several river crossings, the track just suddenly starts climbing seriously. And there's some major slopes in this section of the track. The track's in great condition in these areas, so it's not difficult. Thought I'd throw this in. There's a good reason why I always drive about 1 kilometre from my mates when we're out on these tracks, because I just hate the dust. So now we're starting to head down towards the Aberfeldy River, and the track in a couple of sections is really hairy. And you do need to be super careful picking your way through the ruts and the rocks. And here we are at the Aberfeldy River. This is an awesome spot to drop in for a swim, maybe camp overnight. There's a couple of big rocky beaches there. Sensational spot. And then next day we're heading out, and really the rest of the tracks, this is very short run up to the Walhalla Road. Still a couple of good little climbs there. So there you have it. That's Fultons Creek Track. I think it's one of the really great four-wheel drive tracks to do if you're going to come down to the Aberfeldy region. Definitely worth a look in. Just bear in mind that in winter it can get quite hairy. And here we are, there's a very steep entry exit on the Walhalla Road. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you out there.